Hello, Miss Smith, 4th Bell English class. My name is Jordan Wright. You all know me, and I can talk fast. Here we go. Video review of The Sound and the Fury by William Faulkner. The book needs no introduction because the whole class read it. I'm gonna get right into it. Might as well start with Benji, who started in April 7th, 1928. He's with this guy named Lester, who's his caretaker, and Lester can't find his quarter. But he doesn't stay there for long because Benji is a middle-aged retarded man, and while Faulkner writes his section extremely hard style of stream of consciousness. He doesn't know where he is in time. First he's in the present, then he goes in the past, back to present, farther in the past, not as far in the past. He's everywhere at once, and we don't know what's going on for sure. He just gets a little glimpse of everything, throws out all the puzzle pieces, and now we need to arrange them. Benji, my goodness! I get so confused! Benji doesn't have the capacity to understand what he's feeling. He just knows that Caddy smells like leaves, and he likes that. He knows that she makes him feel good. Sounds like a lot of high school relationships. Benji's complete objectiveness makes a great beginning to a novel. Everything he talks about in the present represents something in the past, like a tombstone. Like Caddy's slipper, tombstone marking Caddy's love. The golf course, tombstone marking the pasture that he played in as a child. And really, his whole life is marking the tombstone of the southern lifestyle that is decaying, which is really the whole story. Way to go, Benji, being a great symbol and using it the whole time. Now we're on to Quentin. Quentin, unlike Benji, kinda knows where he is in time, but he's just obsessed with the past. After all, time is the mausoleum of all hope and desire. Direct quote, Miss Smith, that one's for you. He's got this pocket watch that he breaks right at the beginning, and he takes it to a place to get it fixed. Then he asks if the clocks in the window are on time, but the guy doesn't really know for sure, but he doesn't want to know what the time is anyway, he just wants to know if the clocks are on time. Later he buys some ankle weights. He looks over a bridge, down to the water, moving under the bridge, and then he thinks about jumping. Well, it doesn't say that, but it was easy to infer. In fact, he's probably going to later. He does. Outside his obsession with the past, he's got another unhealthy obsession. His obsession with his sister, Caddy. She slept with this guy named Don Names. She did not sleep with Quentin, though Quentin would like to tell you that she did, which is weird because that's incest and that's wrong. The thing is, he just doesn't want her to lose her purity, and if it's him, then she didn't lose purity. He did, and he just does not understand. Now it has been almost a year since Caddy lost her purity. And now Quentin is just really still down about this, and he just cannot get over it. So it's June 2nd of 1910, and he's about to throw it all away. Yeah, this is the day that he commits suicide, and it's all over for Quentin. Goodbye, Quentin, and that was pretty much the end of his section. Now the book is coming to you from April 6th, 1928, day before the Benji section, from the perspective of Jason. Here's what I have to say about Jason. If being a sadist is your average guy, then he's just typical. There's nothing really special about him other than that he is so mean, especially to his niece Quentin. The first time you're reading this novel through, it's really easy to get this mixed up. There are two Quentins. One is the daughter of Caddy. The other one is the brother of Caddy. Do not get this mixed up. Right now we're talking about how Jason is really mean to the daughter of Caddy, not his brother. Okay. Now before we delve into how mean he is to his niece Quentin, let's talk a little bit about Caddy, the mother of Quentin, and his own mother. His mother spoils him, making him think that he is more of a Bascom than a Compton. He torments all the other Comptons, like Caddy, who kind of dishonored all the Comptons, and her daughter, who embodies Caddy, really, and that's just what reminds him so much of Caddy all the time, and that's why he's so mean to Quentin, but we're not going to get there yet. First, we're going to talk about how Jason lies all the time. He lies to Caddy, he lies to his mom, and he lies to them about each other, so that they will hate each other more, and it's just sick. Here's something else. Remember that kid Lester who's looking for the quarter? He wanted that quarter so that he could do his show. He wanted to go to the show, and Jason had 2 tickets to the show. Jason took his 2 tickets and he burnt them in a stove. Not only that, he wouldn't give Lester a quarter. This guy is so sick. He is the only adult of the 3 brothers. Benji got stuck in childhood. Quentin got stuck in adolescence. Now here is Jason, the adult, the sadist. What a mean guy all the time. Now Easter is really Dilsy's day to talk about, and we're not quite there yet. We're still talking about Jason. But we can't help but talk about Easter a little bit because Jason, being the selfish, self-centered guy that he is, he got in on Easter a little bit, and he kind of stole the stage the day before, and he kind of overshadowed Easter a little bit. Wow, this guy is really messed up. He's trying to steal Easter. Wow! Jason, being the pinnacle of selfishness, is all about the right now. He concentrates on how the past affects his right now, and how he can manipulate right now to get gain in the future. He is all selfishness, and that's all that he is. He is virtually, here's a quote that I heard somewhere and I cannot remember where, he is all motivation with no ambition to actually get it done. That's Jason for you. It's important to note that the first 3 sections were all written in the first person perspective from those 3 guys that we've already talked about the entire time. Now we're talking about Dilsey. Her section is actually written in third person, like a god voice, because she really knows what's going on with everyone, and she really knows what's happening in everyone's life, because who thinks the servant is going to tell on them? By just accepting what time brought her, she was able to adjust to every new circumstance. While the constants around her were going crazy and committing suicide and just getting really messed up, she was able to keep her head and just become normal. She was retaining her normality and acting out her humanity in a distinctive, graceful, and just awesome way. She did a great job. I don't really have a whole lot more to say about the Dilsey section because, well, I just really said a whole Dilsey section. She just sets you straight and tells you exactly what happened throughout the first 3 sections. And she makes everything just make more sense. Dilsey does a great job at that. She's not soul-searching like the other 3 guys were because, really, she is the soul. That's what she represents because she has already found herself and she accepts her own limitations. And by doing this, she is able to transcend. You're welcome, Mr. Hicks. I used the word transcend. Now there's 4 character profiles for you. I've done Benji, Quentin, Jason, and Dilsey. Now there's one more character that I'm going to do for you. It's Caddy. She didn't get a section of her own because she's a very complicated character. In fact, Faulkner even says that he fell in love with her, and that's really why he wrote a novel instead of a short story because he just wanted to write more about Caddy. Now Caddy's weird because she was so nice to Benji, yet she still slept with Fountain Names, got pregnant, got kicked out of the family, and dishonored the whole Compson family. So really, what is Caddy all about? And why was she so complicated? Why did Faulkner not do a section on her when she was so important? I'll give you my 2 cents right now. Caddy really didn't take as seriously as the other Compsons did when her little first kiss meant. She didn't really care too much. She just thought it was something that was normal, didn't really matter. While the other Compsons looked at it as a disgrace. It caused her mother to go to a temporary state of mourning. Poor mom. Caddy probably wouldn't be too upset about being pregnant if it weren't for having hurt Quentin and Benji so much because her love for them is genuine. She is quite maternal, really, because she loved Benji like she was her own mom, and the same with Quentin. It was not incest with Quentin. I'm sorry, she just didn't want to. No means no. Alright, Caddy, that was enough for you. Now it's time to talk about your mom, Caroline Compson, the mother. Okay, wow, what a terribly selfish person. It's really your whole fault, Mrs. Compson, that the entire Compson family fell apart. I'm sorry I called you a Compson, because really, you do consider yourself a Bascom, and you won't let anyone forget it. Giving birth to an idiot son is just something that shouldn't happen to a Bascom, right? So to atone for this sin, you're not going to love any of your children, your husband, you're going to withdraw from being a homemaker, laying all of that on Dilsey. Great job, way to be selfish. And then you can just go ahead and spoil Jason, eventually corrupting him and ruining the entire Compson family. Congratulations. Okay, I'm going to lay off you a little bit, Mrs. Compson. I'm sorry. Now let's look at this one more time. Maybe she wasn't exactly evil, but she was just really negative, and that led to a lot of other problems, like her husband's alcoholism, which eventually killed him. And she probably was at the root of Caddy's promiscuity, which also dishonored the Compson name. She just wanted to withdraw from being a Compson in any way that she could because she wanted everyone to remember the Bascoms, which is where she came from, are actually a lot better than Compson that she married down. It's going to be important to note that her only goal was to really just let everyone know that in every respect she is really and truly a Southern lady, and that's all that she wanted out of her life. Now, before my video review comes to an end, I have one more thing I want to talk about. The title. Okay, The Sound and the Fury. Great title. Comes from Macbeth's soliloquy in Act 5. I'm not going to recite it for you, but I will tell you this one part. It was a tale told by an idiot filled with sound and fury. This is an obvious allusion to Benji, who was an idiot, and they could also be extended to Quentin and Jason, who, because of their concept of time, acted like idiots. This whole novel has been about the decline and demise of a traditional Southern upper-class family. And they're going out not with a bang, but a whipper on the way to a dusty death. That line might be the most significant. Faulkner said so himself. And this is the end of my video review. I hope that you enjoyed it. Miss Smith, please give me an A. This has been a Tiny Head production.